Good afternoon. I'm still reporting on the economy. We are continuing with IMF researcher Michael Kumhof's presentation at the London School of Economics on his paper entitled The Chicago Plan Revisited. He explained that the Chicago Plan was a plan presented by leading economists to President Franklin Delano Roosevelt during the depths of the Great Depression of the 1930s. Its basic tenet was that banks would no longer get to create money out of thin air every time they make a loan. Under the new system, banks would merely do what most people think banks do today: lend one person's money out to another person. In other words, be the intermediary between savers and borrowers.
Under the Chicago Plan, banks would become intermediaries of sovereign money.
What is sovereign money? Money created by the government without debt, equally for the benefit of all citizens. It is the most important power of a sovereign nation. When banks get to create money, it's called bank money, because banks get to make the profit, or seigniorage or seigniorage. When nations create the money, as the U.S. did during both the Revolutionary War and the Civil War, that's called sovereign money. So let's take a look at it again.
Under the Chicago Plan, banks would become intermediaries of sovereign money.
So banks could no longer get to create money when they make loans. They could only lend out government-issued money that a saver had deposited in their bank. Sounds fair to me. Issuing sovereign money is actually the solution to all the government's economic problems today. Instead of borrowing money, creating more national debt, we could issue U.S. notes like we did to pay for both the Revolutionary War and the Civil War, instead of borrowing. This isn't that hard. In fact, we still do issue one form of sovereign money which we could utilize right away. According to Mr. Kumhof,
the only sovereign money that we have today is actually coins.
Some of you may remember last October 8th, during the national debt limit debate, that I proposed paying off the entire national debt in quarters instead of borrowing more Federal Reserve money. We don't have to go begging to bankers for loans to make these payments. We can simply pay them off in lawful U.S. coins. So how about quarters? The Treasurer has complete authority to do this without even asking Congress for legislation. A U.S. quarter weighs exactly 1/5 of an ounce. 5 of them to an ounce, 80 of them to a pound, 160,000 of them to a ton. That's $40,000 worth. That's 10.4 million tons of quarters, or about 347,000 tractor-trailer loads. Of course, this was not a serious proposal, but it could be. And it is infinitely more practical than borrowing another quarter on our national debt. Why would you borrow when you can create? Mr. Kumhof explains it in a single sentence.
Money creation would no longer be based on private debt creation.
You see, coins are a very small percentage of the national money supply, less than 3%. All the rest of our money is created not by the government, not by we the people for the public benefit, but 97% of our national money is issued by banks that they simply make up as electronic digits in their computers when they give out loans.
That one major reason why we have so much debt in the economy today is because we have a monetary system that requires us to have debt so that we can have money.
Why are politicians wrong when they tell us that we can gradually start paying down the national debt?
Right now, today, we have a world where if everybody repaid their debts, this economy would grind to a halt, because without debt we don't have money.
So, if we were to start paying down the national debt today, we would actually be destroying money out of the economy, because all our money is debt-based. It's simply crazy. Kumhof then explains how moving over to a debt-free government money system could benefit the entire economy and everyone in it.
So the government has here basically in one step recovered the seigniorage that the banks had previously appropriated themselves by creating money privately. And this is a windfall that the government can then decide how to dispose of. And I'm assuming that in the first step, they're going to, out of that, repay government debt as it falls due.
So it is impossible to gradually pay down the national debt in a private debt money system. Why? Because you destroy the economy, because you destroy its money as you destroy the debt. You can only retire the national debt if you are replacing it with debt-free sovereign money. Then never, ever allow government borrowing again. I'm still reporting on the economy. Good day.